It's incredibly tough when you suspect your partner is being unfaithful. Cheating rarely comes with an open confession, but sometimes, with the right words and a calm approach, you don't need to catch her in the act. She might just reveal the truth herself. Before we break these down one by one, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments what city you're watching from. These 6 phrases are designed to gently push on her guilt, trigger a moment of panic, and observe the truth as it quietly emerges. If you've ever felt that something was off in your relationship, these phrases might help you get the answers you need. They aim to create an environment where the burden of her secret becomes too heavy to bear, leading to a slip-up. 1. If I were doing what you're doing, would you be okay with it? This phrase is like holding a mirror up to her. It makes her see the situation from your side, forcing her to imagine the betrayal in reverse. If she's doing something wrong, this question can really shake her up, because it makes her think about how much it would hurt if it happened to her. It puts her in your shoes and makes her face the pain of being cheated on, which is exactly what she might be causing you. The psychological discomfort comes from the direct comparison of her secret actions to a hypothetical situation where she is the victim. It appeals to her sense of fairness, or lack thereof, and exposes any hypocrisy in her behavior. This question directly challenges her internal moral compass, or what's left of it, forcing her to reconcile her actions with her potential feelings if roles were reversed. It's a powerful empathy test she's likely to fail if she's hiding something. What to look for? Pay close attention to her reaction. You might see hesitation, a noticeable pause before she answers, as if she's trying to think of the right words or avoid the question entirely. This pause isn't just a moment of thought, it's often a moment of internal scrambling as she tries to come up with a believable, innocent response while wrestling with the discomfort of the truth. She might avoid making eye contact with you, looking down, away, or at something else in the room, as if she can't meet your gaze because of her guilt. This avoidance is a subconscious effort to break the connection and escape the scrutiny. Another common sign is a defensive snapback, like her quickly saying, "This isn't about me," or "Why are you asking me this? Are you thinking about cheating?" This kind of immediate, strong defense, often accompanied by a counter-accusation, frequently means she feels personally attacked because your question is too close to her own actions. Her discomfort shows she's imagining the situation because she's already living it out, and the thought of you doing it to her is unbearable. This phrase directly challenges her sense of fairness and puts her own secret behavior into a very uncomfortable light, often prompting an emotional leakage that reveals her true state. The stronger her defensive reaction, the more likely it is that the question has hit a nerve related to her own infidelity. 2. What would you do if you caught me cheating? This question might seem like a simple hypothetical, something you're just wondering about, but it's actually a strong pressure test for her honesty and her moral consistency. Her answer, and crucially, how she delivers it, can show whether she has clear moral rules that she follows, or if she's hiding something that goes against those very rules. It pushes her to think about the devastating consequences of infidelity, not as a general, distant idea, but as something that could directly and painfully happen to her. The thought of confronting your infidelity forces her to confront her own secret. The question creates a cognitive dissonance if she is guilty. How can she condemn an action she herself is committing? This internal conflict often surfaces in her immediate reaction. Red flags to watch for. If she's hiding something, her reaction might be very telling. She might get emotional, suddenly becoming sad, angry, or even tearful, because the intense thought of you cheating makes her feel the very guilt and potential loss she's causing. These emotions are often a reflection of her own internal turmoil and fear of discovery. Another common sign is if she laughs nervously, a forced or uncomfortable laugh that doesn't fit the seriousness of the question. This nervous laughter is a coping mechanism, an attempt to relieve the tension and dismiss the uncomfortable truth. Or she might quickly change the subject, trying to move away from the uncomfortable topic as fast as possible, perhaps by saying, "Let's not talk about such awful things," or "That's a silly question." These evasive reactions strongly suggest she's projecting her own actions onto you. She's imagining how she would feel if you were doing what she's doing, and that intense, painful feeling breaks through her calm act. An innocent person would likely give a straightforward answer about how they'd feel or what they'd do, without the strong emotional outbursts or evasive responses. Their reaction would be consistent with someone who genuinely fears infidelity, not someone who is practicing it. Her struggle to answer directly, or her emotional overreaction, points directly to her own secret and the conflict it's causing within her. 3. I think we should be more honest with each other. You first. This phrase is incredibly subtle and designed to be disarming. It doesn't accuse her of anything specific, but it creates a quiet, expectant moment that encourages deep honesty. By saying "you first," you strategically place the responsibility for transparency squarely on her shoulders, making it clear that you expect her to reveal something before you do. This approach is highly effective because guilty people often despise stillness and direct requests for truth when they have something significant to conceal. The silence that follows your statement, coupled with the clear expectation for her to speak first, can feel immensely heavy and create intense psychological pressure. It makes her self-scan, forcing her to mentally review any secrets she might be keeping. The implied, "I have something to tell you too, but you go first," creates a powerful incentive to confess, hoping to receive leniency or reciprocity. The crucial clue: if she's hiding something, her reaction will likely be evasive and protective. She might immediately ask why, or "What do you mean?" Not out of genuine confusion, but out of a desperate need to buy time, to understand the extent of what you might already know, or to try and figure out what kind of honesty you're actually looking for. She's trying to extract more information from you before she reveals anything herself, giving her a chance to gauge the risk. She might also try to dodge the moment entirely, perhaps by making a sudden joke, acting flustered, or abruptly needing to go somewhere or do something urgent. This kind of immediate avoidance or deflection clearly shows she's sitting on something significant she doesn't want to reveal. An innocent person, in contrast, would likely respond openly and genuinely, perhaps asking if you have something on your mind or if there's something specific you want to talk about, eager to engage in an honest conversation. Her hesitation, her attempts to stall, or her efforts to completely avoid the direct request for honesty are strong indicators that she has a secret, and possibly a painful one, that she's trying desperately to protect. The quiet, calm demand for her honesty puts immense psychological pressure on her to confess, as the silence amplifies the weight of her secret. 4. You seem happier when you're not around me. Why is that? This phrase hits particularly hard because it directly addresses the emotional gap that frequently emerges in relationships affected by infidelity. It goes straight to the core of a very common observation. Cheating wives, often burdened by guilt within their primary relationship or energized by the thrill of a new connection, might actually appear noticeably lighter, more cheerful, or more vibrant when they are away from you or the shared home environment. This phrase bravely and calmly calls out that specific behavioral change. You're pointing out a truth she might not even realize you've noticed, or one she deeply hopes you'll ignore and dismiss. It's a statement that reflects your genuine observation, making it difficult for her to simply deny. It forces her to explain a noticeable shift in her emotional state that likely has an underlying cause. Signs of a slip. When you deliver this piercing question, watch for specific reactions that clearly indicate discomfort and an inability to offer a genuine explanation. An awkward silence might fall, a tense moment where she struggles to find a believable, innocent explanation for her suddenly changed demeanor. This silence is often filled with her internal panic as she tries to construct a plausible lie. You might see a forced smile, one that doesn't quite reach her eyes, as she tries desperately to appear nonchalant, untroubled, or even condescending, but the fakeness is palpable. She might offer fake reassurance, saying something like, "Of course I'm happy with you. What makes you say that?" in a tone that sounds rehearsed, lacks genuine warmth, or feels overly defensive. This isn't about normal, everyday fluctuations in mood or occasional bad days. It's about a consistent, undeniable pattern where her joy and lightness seem to consistently blossom only when she's physically or emotionally distant from you. This observation can be devastating to voice, but her reaction to being confronted with this stark reality can be incredibly revealing. If she cannot provide a convincing, innocent explanation for why her happiness seems so consistently tied to your absence, or if her explanation feels hollow and unconvincing, it's a very strong sign that her emotional fulfillment, and potentially much more, is being found elsewhere, outside the confines of your relationship. 5. Is there anyone you talk to more than me these days? This question is highly effective because it cleverly avoids directly asking for a name or launching an accusation of infidelity. Instead, it focuses on a crucial aspect of emotional honesty and where her deepest, most frequent connections lie. You are not explicitly asking, "Are you talking to another man?" You are asking a more subtle, yet powerful question about the hierarchy of her emotional bonds and communication priorities. The undeniable truth is that when someone is involved in an emotional or physical affair, their main confidant, their primary source of daily communication, and the person they share the most intimate thoughts with, often shifts to the new person. She won't likely name the person if she's hiding something, but the mere idea of that person and the subconscious realization that she does, in fact, communicate more with them might make her flinch or show a clear, nervous reaction. The question touches upon a deeply personal and potentially damning truth without overtly stating it. Slip-up alert. Pay very close attention if her immediate, instinctive response is, "Why does it matter?" This question, delivered seemingly casually or even with a hint of irritation, is a major red flag because it strongly suggests she understands perfectly why it matters, and that the truthful answer is precisely something she desperately wants to conceal. An innocent person, genuinely without a secret, might respond openly, perhaps asking, "Why do you ask?" out of simple curiosity, or they might easily name friends, family members, or even colleagues. They talk to a lot without any apparent discomfort, but a defensive, dismissive, or even aggressive "why does it matter?" indicates that the very concept of her communication patterns being questioned makes her profoundly uncomfortable because it directly touches upon her secret. It shows that she knows the person she talks to the most is someone she shouldn't be prioritizing above you, or someone whose importance she wants to vigorously downplay to avoid suspicion. Her attempt to deflect the question, rather than answering it directly, signals that she knows the honest answer would be incredibly damning and would point directly towards her infidelity. This evasion itself becomes a powerful form of confession. 6. I know there's something you're not telling me. I just want to hear it from you first. This phrase is often considered the closer in this arsenal of psychological tactics because it aims to create the powerful and overwhelming illusion that you already possess the truth. You are not asking if something is wrong. You are stating, with unwavering calm and absolute certainty, that you know something is wrong. This critical shift in the dynamic changes the interaction from one of mere suspicion to one of confirmed knowledge, placing the heavy burden of full revelation squarely and undeniably on her shoulders. If she is indeed hiding something, particularly an affair, this statement is designed to create immense internal pressure, pushing her to break through her carefully constructed defenses by making her believe that her secret has already been discovered, and her only remaining control lies in how she chooses to confess it. It's a calculated gamble that often pays off, as the fear of being fully exposed by you can be more terrifying than the act of confessing herself. Pay close attention. The reaction to this phrase can be incredibly telling and often marks the turning point. A sudden, complete silence can be a powerful indicator as her mind races frantically to process the perceived revelation and desperately decide on her next move. This silence is often filled with intense internal panic and a rapid reevaluation of her entire deceptive strategy. You might see tears, which can manifest in different ways. Tears of genuine relief at finally being able to unburden herself from the immense weight of the secret, or tears of profound despair, shame, and panic that her secret is finally out and her carefully built world is collapsing. Another very common response she might utter is the desperate, seemingly innocent question, "What do you mean?" But this isn't a question born of true confusion. Instead, it's a frantic, last-ditch attempt to buy crucial time, to gather more information about the exact extent of what you know, and to quickly figure out how much you've uncovered so she can craft a believable and damage-controlling response. This specific question, delivered in a panicked or desperate tone, is often a direct sign that her conscience is cracking and she's frantically scrambling internally to control the narrative of her now exposed deception. Many individuals in this situation will choose to confess at this point, preferring to deliver the painful truth on their own terms, even if it's incomplete, rather than have it fully and unexpectedly revealed by you, losing all control. This phrase fundamentally strips away her power and forces her to confront the stark reality that her deception has likely been uncovered, making confession appear to be the only viable and immediate path forward for her. It's a psychological surrender that often leads directly to the truth,